Hey, what's going on guys? It's me, Aiden, from Cartoon Apocalypse, and today I'm here with another discussion type of video, this time for Miraculous. If you guys aren't a fan of my star videos, then pretty much what this video is going to be is it's going to be kind of a discussion, kind of a theory. It's like a combination of the two, because I can't call it like a full-fledged theory, because it's not like there's not a lot of evidence for it, but there is a decent amount to where it's a plausible theory. So it's more of a discussion based video, and that means it's not going to be scripted. Now I'm going to try to keep this intro fairly short, so if you guys like these non-scripted videos, go ahead and let me know. I'll have an eye poll up at the top right. Just go ahead and click that. It should be a poll that says scripted or unscripted videos. I'm just trying to get your guys' opinion on if you'd rather see more of these unscripted discussion type videos, or if you like the more scripted type videos. The main difference is the discussion type videos are usually longer, and obviously, since I don't have to write a script, they don't take as long to make. So that means I can make more of them in a shorter period of time, because scripting can take a while and getting everything that you need for a theory and things like that. So I like making unscripted videos just because they're a lot easier for me to produce on the back end, but I want to know what you guys think, so click that I in the top right. So pretty much today I'm going to be talking about Master Fu from Miraculous Ladybug. Now this was actually an idea that I proposed a little while ago, but then there just wasn't enough evidence for me to make a full-fledged video on it. But now we have one more piece of evidence that does kind of support this theory. Now the evidence isn't huge and it's not like groundbreaking theory type stuff. It is an interesting idea that I think would bring a cool dynamic to Miraculous Ladybug. So I'm going to be talking about the main points of why this theory is, and then later on I'll just be discussing kind of why this theory might not happen, or why this will happen later in the show versus maybe just in the third season. So the first piece of evidence that I have kind of to support this is that Master Fu is actually 186 years old and a half. Now this is pretty old. Master Fu did say that he was young in the first part of the Origins 2-part special from season 1, but that might have just been because he was like, yeah, I'm still young, I'm only this years old, but who knows, that might actually be because he's really young. I don't know. We don't know too much about his character, but hopefully that's something that we will learn about in season 3. Now one thing that I was going to suggest back when I was first going to make this video is, what if the way Master Fu stays alive is from his Miraculous, because turtles are known to live for a long time and maybe that's what's keeping him alive. But if Nino needs to take over the Miraculous, then maybe he loses that ability. But it was actually confirmed that Master Fu's Miraculous does not affect how old he is or anything like that. It was his lifestyle. So his lifestyle is just the direct evidence for how he is still alive and how old he is. We don't know exactly what his lifestyle entails and how he's so old. We don't really know. I certainly hope that it's something that we will learn in the third season, because it's very interesting, especially if we start to learn more about Master Fu, which I'm hoping that we will, because he's a big plot point at the moment. I'm hoping that we will get to see more of this, and it could really move along the story, because as we move into our next points, it was confirmed by Jeremy Zag a little bit ago that Master Fu will pass on the Miraculous box to another character. Now we don't know who this character is. My guess would be Marinette, because right now we don't really know any other character that could fill the role. But just the fact that he will pass it on is pretty big stuff. I mean, why would he need to pass it on? I mean, other than just old age, I don't really see a reason for him to pass it on, because he's the Guardian, he's been the Guardian, he has a lot of knowledge. So why go through all of the trouble to pass it on to another character? It just doesn't make too much sense. If he's still healthy and he's still living, why pass it on? So that's one of my biggest points to support this, is that it's confirmed that he will pass it on to another character at some point. And who knows, maybe it will just be because he's getting old or something like that. Maybe it's because Marinette needs to hand out the Miraculous frequently and it's just not convenient. But those are just my ideas. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Now we do know that Master Fu is unable to transform, or at least that's what it looked like from the Origins episode, just because he was getting old. But if you guys also remember from a panel from some sort of Comic-Con, they showed off Jade Turtle, which is Master Fu's identity as a superhero. Now, just because they showed off an image doesn't mean we'll see it in the show, but it makes me believe that we will see Jade Turtle sometime in the show. So when? I don't know. I would assume in season 3, because right now we have 5 confirmed seasons. My hope/guess is that season 3 will start to pick up and we'll start to have continuity as well as just really big plot stuff, but I don't know. Hopefully season 3 so far has been pretty good, but we've only seen 2 episodes and we don't know if we will start to see more plot or not. But this show has a lot of potential, and that's what makes me believe that we will start seeing a lot of plot stuff come in the future episodes. So with that in mind, seeing Master Fu transform into Jade Turtle is like a plausible theory. That's a plausible idea that may happen. But if that happens, I would think it would be in early season 3 or just any time within season 3 pretty much. Because I have a feeling that as season 3 progresses, if everything goes to plan and the continuity and plot picks up, I'm thinking that the akumatizations will start to get more frequent and harder to take out. So that would require Rena Rouge, Queen Bee, Carapace, pretty much those heroes, the main 5. It's going to require them to team up more, which it makes sense that Marinette would just give those Miraculous out if she has to just keep distributing them all the time. So that's what I think the show is going to aim for, is eventually we're just going to see Nino, Alia, and Chloe just get those Miraculouses full time. Eventually, maybe not Chloe, but at least the other 2. But if that happens, then that means that Jade Turtle is no longer going to be a thing. So I'm thinking that that would probably happen at the end of season 3. But then again, I don't know, that's all just a guess. Now, believe it or not, I'm actually kind of on the boat to let Master Fu die. Now, it's not because I don't like him as a character, it's just because I feel like it would make the show really interesting, and I just would love to see how all the characters would react. But the big question is, if he does die, when will he die? Now, my guess would be either in season 4 or 5. Because we know that Master Fu will pass the box on, that person who he's passing it on to has to be trained and has to learn what Master Fu knows, or at least some of what he knows. As we know, Master Fu kind of has the book, or the Great Guardian book, or whatever it's called, but he's the only one who can read it because he's a guardian. He knows some of the language. So he would probably have to either translate the entire book or teach somebody that language so that they can read that and continue to be a good guardian. And not only that, he also just has to train them in other things too. It's not just like teaching them a new language. It's all this different stuff that we don't know about yet. Now, I personally think that it will be Marinette, like I've said multiple times, but as always, he might not actually die. Just because he's passing on the box doesn't necessarily mean he's going to die. But anyway, I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. I just wanted to make this quick discussion video because, I don't know, I feel like it's something that I haven't really seen around too much, and it's just something that we kind of have some new evidence for, so I just said, hey, you know what, let's try it, you know, let's see what you guys think. So if you guys enjoy this type of unscripted video, let me know down in the comment section down below, what do you guys think? Is Master Fu going to die? Is he going to live? There's not a whole bunch of evidence pointing to him dying, but it's just an interesting discussion to get your mind flowing a little bit. But anyway, that's gonna be it for me, and I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye.
I don't know.